about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys Fan, are you down to ride? Angry Cowboys Fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And with a majority of Cowboys Nation believing that the Jones family will be extending Mike McCarthy at the end of this year, I want to go over some things that I need to see from Big Mike going into his new contract, if that's what the Joneses decide. So let's talk about it in this video's Raw and Uncut. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, Raw and Uncut.
Keeping it real. They keep it real. That's real.
All right. As Cowboy Nation has been seeing as of late, the talks of praises of Mike McCarthy has been ramping up. From Jerry Jones to Dak Prescott to Micah Parsons and now Stephen Jones. It seems as if the writing is on the wall when it comes to Big Mike retaining his spot as the Dallas Cowboys head coach going into the 2025 season. I think it's going to take something catastrophic for Jerry Jones to get rid of Mike McCarthy before he served out 8 or 9 years as the Dallas Cowboys head coach. Seeing how much of a bond the franchise quarterback has with the head coach, I feel the head coach will be with the team for as long as your franchise quarterback's going to be with this team. This is why I've gone on record to say that Mike McCarthy will get a 3 to 4 year extension. Dak Prescott just signed his extension before the season, and I feel that Big Mike is going to sign his extension at the end of the season. About around the time last year where Jerry and Stephen Jones decided to allow him to coach out the rest of his contract. You know what I'm saying, Cowboys Nation? I believe that was January. But the thing is, if Mike McCarthy is going to continue to be with the Dallas Cowboys and continue to be the Dallas Cowboys head coach after this season, I need him to find his backbone after he signs his contract. I'm starting to realize that Mike McCarthy wants to toe the line right now because his future depends on what he could say. He could say something wrong and be right out the door, Cowboys Nation. After hearing the two brothers Jay Tuck and Amp Sports talk about Mike McCarthy's situation, it's made me empathize with Mike McCarthy a little bit on the whole Dak Prescott situation. You say anything wrong and you could be held accountable and kicked out of the door. I get it now, but as soon as you sign your contract, your future's secure, Mike McCarthy. As soon as you sign that contract, by all means, start telling Jerry Jones how things are going to be on game day. You be the one to pick the players who are going to play on game day and not Jerry. If the Dallas Cowboys are going to re-sign Mike McCarthy, I need Mike McCarthy to be more assertive when it comes to the players and the player personnel on this team. I need a commanding and assertive coach, a coach that commands the attention of his players and his staff, a coach that commands the assistance of his ownership, a coach that's not afraid to voice their opinion and not sit up there like a bump on a log whenever the Jones family decides to have a press conference and he's in attendance. I need him to be able to assert his dominance so that the people around him respect him. I need him to be able to assert his dominance so that his players respect him, so that the players have a healthy fear of him. Y'all know what I'm talking about with the healthy fear because I've made a video about it in the past. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. But I need Coach Mike McCarthy to realize that his players are going to be an extension of himself. If he's the unexcitable and laid back type, then that's what your team's gonna be. If you're aggressive, then that's what your team is going to be. A prime example of that is Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions. That franchise has a coach that is willing to take risk. That franchise has a coach that is willing to get frustrated, so frustrated that you can visibly see the veins poking out of that man's neck when he's angry. The most I've seen from Big Mike was him throwing the Surface tablet on the sidelines. But I need this team to be ready and prepared for any game. I don't care if it's a game between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants, or it's the Super Bowl. I need this team prepared and ready to fight for 60 minutes. There's been so many times where Mike McCarthy would blame a poor performance on the team's lack of being ready or prepared. That is not an excuse that's acceptable, Cowboys Nation. You, as well as the men that you're leading, are in the NFL. You've You've played under the bright lights before. If you got some rookies on the team that haven't played on the big stage, that's where you and your veterans come into play. So being mentally and physically prepared is something that Big Mike needs to be ready for going into the next phase of his coaching career, if that's what the Jones family decides. I will also need this Texas Coast offense to be finalized. Revamp this playbook to where it fits Dak Prescott in this offense. For some reason, the playbook that we give Cooper Rush makes the offense run better. Why is that, Mike McCarthy? A hell of a lot more vanilla than when Dak Prescott's in the game, but it runs more efficient. When Dak Prescott is out, the team goes back to the fundamental principles of establishing the run and opening up the pass. When Dak Prescott's in the game, it's the complete opposite. So I'm going to need Big Mike to actually go back and watch film. Go back and see what has been successful for the Dallas Cowboys and add it to the playbook. Anything that leads to an interception, review the play and make the decision to keep it or not. If it's the 4 curls, by all means, get rid of it. Also, if Mike McCarthy is going to get extended, I need him to let go of Jeff Belasco and Mike Solari for another more successful run game coordinator and offensive line coach. It's not just this year where our run game has suffered. It's been since Mike McCarthy has joined this team as the head coach. When Mike McCarthy came to Dallas, he also brought Jeff Belasco, and in 2023, Mike Solari joined forces with Big Mike after working under him in 2015 as a Green Bay Packer. But these two coaches need to be replaced with some younger, more hungrier talent. Did y'all know that Mike Solari was given his first opportunity to coach in the NFL by the Dallas Cowboys, being the assistant offensive line and special team coach to a Tom Landry-led Dallas Cowboys team? This is how far this coach goes back with this organization. He was here before Jerry Jones even bought the damn team, Cowboys Nation. So with the offensive line and the run game suffering so much, I feel a change at those positions would benefit the run game as well as the offensive line, and we could get something clicking for next year. Another thing that I need Big Mike to work on is the game management. Everybody knows that the Dallas Cowboys start out slow. They seldom score a touchdown in their opening drive. This has everything to do with the plays that are being ran and the scheme that we're opening with. The lack of window dressing, pre-snap motion, and using the players to their strengths is something that Big Mike struggles with. We're going to need him to correct this in order for this team to be successful next year. Same thing with play calls that are advantageous to the players that you have in the current package that's on the field. If you have a Deuce Vaughn in the game, why exclusively run him up the middle? Why not use him to his strength and use him in situations that stretches the defense, allowing seams to be created by the offensive line? The runs that are intended for a hybrid West Coast style offense, outside zones, stretch plays, jet sweeps, toss plays. Anything that attacks the outside needs to be added to Deuce Vaughn's repertoire. The inside zones and runs up the middle can be handled by Rico Dowdle, but should be intended for Zeke Elliott and Hunter Lipke. But if Mike McCarthy gets extended, I need him to work on the team's third quarter drought, and it's been suffering ever since he became the coach. I don't know what happens in the locker room during halftime, but whatever it is, it needs to be changed. We currently come out of the half and allow the other team to score a number of unanswered points in the third. We either have to address it on the defensive side of the ball or be prepared to match points on the offensive side of the ball. I myself would like the ability to have both. But the last thing that I need Mike McCarthy to do, if Jerry Jones decides to extend him, is to stick to the run game. Continue to establish the run until there is no other option but to pass. I feel our Dallas Cowboys are too quick to give up to the run. We're currently seeing that if we don't give up on the run, that our running backs are able to hit the century mark. This is super important, especially if the Dallas Cowboys decide to draft a top-tier talent at the running back position this upcoming draft. If we're down 7-0 and it's in the second quarter, there is no reason why this team can't establish the run still. If we're down by 7 and there's 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, then I understand going to the air, but we are currently in a league where both the pass and the run are crucial to a team's success. So Cowboys Nation, this is what I want to see from Mike McCarthy if the Jones family decides to extend him for this upcoming offseason. Personally, I'm okay with Mike McCarthy coming back to be the Dallas Cowboys head coach because he has had the most success with this team while dealing with Jerry and Stephen Jones's crap than any other coach since 1996. Who's to say that if you bring Bill Belichick in here that they won't completely clash? Do you think that the team would suffer if that were to happen? Of course they would. So for the time being, why not just keep Mike McCarthy? 12-5, 3 times in a row is nothing to sneeze at, Cowboys Nation. Your franchise quarterback has a wonderful relationship with him. The team likes Big Mike and his Texas Coast-style offense. They might as well allow Big Mike to ride out the rest of Dak Prescott's career with Dak Prescott. Dak just signed a 4-year deal with the Dallas Cowboys, and barring some crazy losing season without injuries hurting the team, I see Big Mike right beside Dak. Once the Dak Prescott era ends here in Dallas, you will see the Mike McCarthy era end as well. This way, the organization can bring in a new head coach as they get ready to hand over our team to Dak's replacement. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. What do you feel about the Jones family possibly extending Mike McCarthy for another run at the head coach position? Does it piss you off, or are you okay with it? Y'all know what we doing. Let's go ahead and talk about it in the comment section. But if you're digging the content and want to help get it out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans, drop a like on this video and share it with whomever you know is a Cowboys fan. We are this close to 10,000 subscribers here on the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel, and I need your help in doing so. So if you could, please hit that like button because it gets us in the algorithm and it gets us out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans. But if you are DC for life and want to see change no matter what decision the Dallas Cowboys front office makes, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, or Madden 25 and College Football 25 gameplay. I don't believe Dak Prescott nor Mike McCarthy is this team's main issue, Cowboys Nation. I believe it's the front office. It takes a different type of coach to deal with all the crap that comes with being a Dallas Cowboys head coach and be successful at it. Despite us not making it to an NFC championship or to a Super Bowl, Mike McCarthy has been one of the most successful coaches to coach the Dallas Cowboys since Barry Switzer. You can say what you want to say, but the numbers don't lie. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.